Maximize your wealth now.
Yes, in business, finance, family, and lifestyle. Think about it. As a certified financial educator, my whole goal for this program originally was to bring business and finance together with spiritual principles and universal laws. And all of it needs to come from the heart. Got it?
Maximize your wealth now.
Absolutely. Yes!
Welcome back to Maximize Your Wealth Now.
In business, finance, family, and lifestyle. What an awesome show we have today, and I'm so glad that you're with us this morning. I hope you're having coffee just like we are. And today's going to be really fun because we have two amazing guests for you. And one you've seen before.
That's right. Helice Sparky Bridges is going to be with us, and she's going to be telling us how she plans to make a difference now that she has her blue ribbons, and you've heard about that, and you've heard about the difference that she's been making for the city of Oceanside with the Community Alliance for Youth Success. What's next on the horizon for Helice Sparky Bridges? You know it's about making a difference.
And Sumaya O'Grady is here to talk to us all about soul deep confidence. Confidence is so important. Just to sit here on this set, it's so important to have the confidence to know that we can relate to you. And a lot of what we share with you is developed through our inner guidance, because this is not scripted. It never is. So we're not quite sure what we end up on the set.
That's right. You're going to love this show. You already know that you love Helice Sparky Bridges, and Sumaya O'Grady is going to bring some really special information for you, so stay tuned.
Sumaya O'Grady has been a spiritual teacher, healer, and a soul alchemist for over 30 years. Her work focuses on guiding leaders and speakers with inspirational messages to transform their delivery from ordinary to extraordinary with soul-deep, unshakable confidence. Sumaya is a graduate of the University of Spiritual Healing and Sufism and is recognized as a Sufi master teacher and healer. She has also trained in yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, Reiki, and had a private practice as a craniosacral therapist. Sumaya holds a master's degree in counseling psychology and worked in Children's Protective Service and the juvenile justice system. She was the administrative director of the psychology graduate department and taught diversity awareness courses at JFK University and was the director of continuing education at the Institute of Behavioral Health Care. Sumaya was deeply engaged in the Untraining, a program that explores the roots of unconscious racism. Sumaya has traveled the world studying, practicing, and teaching spiritual traditions. She studied Tibetan Buddhism at the Dalai Lama's headquarters in India and also in Nova Scotia with Pema Chodron. She studied Sufism with a Sufi master from Jerusalem. Sumaya made a spiritual pilgrimage to Mecca in Saudi Arabia. She's truly passionate about supporting people to connect with the divine within.
We have Sumaya O'Grady with us today, and she is going to talk to us about soul deep confidence. Not just confidence, but soul deep confidence. The confidence that allows you to stand on stage as a speaker, allows you to actually step on the set like we are today. This is the confidence that you really want, because then you're connected to divine. Is that right, Sumaya?
That's exactly right. That would be a really great commercial for me, what you just said. I loved it.
Well, tell us what soul deep confidence means to you.
It means that instead of relying on the surface everyday confidence that most of us have, and that kind of confidence can get blown away at the first thing that goes wrong. And then you're stuck and you're just hanging out there, and what do you do then? So the real spiritual practice that I teach people is how to go deep, to get inside to your own divine connection. And that's where confidence comes from, because when you're there, you know who you are, you know what your mission is and why you're here, and that's what you need. You have the foundation you need, and that confidence wells up from way down deep. It doesn't get blown around.
Okay, so what I heard is if you can have confidence, but it could be very superficial and not really be something that's coming from inside. It could be something you learned, or somebody, maybe you read a book and they said to be confident you stand a certain way, or you do your hair a certain way, or you dress a certain way. But that's really superficial. It's not coming from a deep place. So tell us more about where would it come from if I have this deep soul confidence. Where does that really come from? Where does it generate from?
It generates from your soul, and your soul is that place where your divine spark really lives. It's the meeting place between you and the divine. So when you can access that, your heart opens to yourself, and you begin to feel self-love. You begin to feel divine love. And when you have that, confidence of the personality is like of no use to you, because you really have gone into your roots. You're tapped in as deep as you can go. And you can't lose when you're like that, because self-love is really your starting place.
That is so thought-provoking, because so many people feel confident, but then they have all these little gremlins in their heads that get in the way. What do we do about that?
The gremlins, that's one of my favorite topics. I call them the bugs.
Oh, the bugs.
Yeah, the bugs. We all have bugs in our head, They run around in our head and they make you think things. But mainly they're all messages of self-doubt. And for divine messengers, and those are the people I work with, they're the people who have an inspired message to give to the world. Self-doubt will just stop you in your tracks. What I do for them is that I help them create a strong spiritual foundation for their mission, for their vision, their work in the world, so that they don't get stopped by these bugs. The spiritual training that I give them takes them all the way down below where the bugs live. So you're just bypassing that. The plane of the bugs, that's what I call it.
How would I know if I'm a divine messenger?
Great question. I was going to ask the same thing. Besides wanting to know how would you know if you're a divine messenger, I'd also like to know if these techniques would also work for those that aren't a divine messenger.
Yes, these techniques will work for everybody, because we all want to feel good about ourselves, to experience self-love, to experience that rich, juicy, divine connection. So it doesn't matter if you are a divine messenger, but divine messengers are so visible, and they're under a lot of pressure to perform and to be in front of a lot of people. This particular kind of confidence is when you love yourself, when you really love yourself. The love that you feel goes out to the people that you serve, and they feel it, and it gets mirrored back to you. And that's really ultimately what this is all about. That's really what I teach the people who work with me. And that's what they get from my programs, my healings, my meditations, and all of my packages. Ultimately, that's where it is.
How do we know that we're a divine messenger?
Many people know from early childhood that the world is in trouble and that they have to do something about it. I have talked to so many speakers and leaders who've had this experience in early childhood. They know, and this haunts them, and they start looking, what can I do? How can I fix this? So that's one of the first signs. And another sign is that you have a really deep wound or a trauma that you're trying to heal, and you spend years trying to heal it. Finally, you are healed, and this becomes the gift that you share with the world. Often, the gift comes out of a wound. That's the gift of the wound.
I like what you just said. So we might be feeling wounded, or maybe we're still trying to get over it right now.
Yeah.
But it is a gift in disguise that our pain and our suffering that we may have gone through is something that has taken us to another level.
I'm curious to know, Lori, what was your biggest aha during the class?
Figuring out how to say what I do in 4 to 5 words. This has been so exciting, because now when I network and someone asks me what I do, I can say it so succinctly and very excited, to the point that women say, I want to work with you.
Oh, wow. Talk about change. I'm a change agent here. And I tell you, I was resistant. And I did move forward and I did risk only because Shirlene was so gentle and supportive for that process.
I am so excited to be able to reach so many women now, whereas before it was one-on-one, and now I can reach the masses.
The masses. Massive visibility for massive income, right?
Yes.
Would you mind sharing with us how you got started in this journey of yours?
Yes. I, for some reason, have just been deeply fascinated by spiritual traditions, and I started studying them when I was a teenager. And it's been a lifelong passion of mine to understand this spiritual path and what it means, why should we do it, and how can it help us. By becoming a spiritual teacher and a healer in several different traditions, I've learned that this is what I'm here for. That's what I do. I keep studying. I'm still doing it. I'll probably never stop.
Right? It sounds like this is your purpose and your path is to help divine messengers to get clear and go deep, connect deeply with their higher self or their higher purpose.
Yes.
So that they have the confidence to move forward. And what is the wording that you call that again?
Soul deep confidence.
Oof.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Would you mind telling us a little bit about how that works?
I have a program called Soul Care for Divine Messengers. And this program, really, it's downloadable. It's recorded meditations and healings. And these healings, once you have them, you can play them again and again and again. And they're healings that connect you very deeply to divine protection, divine strength and power, divine abundance, and divine love. And there's also a meditation that's recorded that takes you very deep into the center of your own love, into your heart. We need help getting guided to get there. Life is so busy and there are so many demands on everyone's time. These healings and meditations, they're a half an hour. They're made for the busy person, and they will take you very deeply into who you really are, not the smaller vision of yourself, the thing that we think, oh, this is me and this is what I do, but really it expands your consciousness way beyond into who you really are authentically.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. I love hearing about that. So we'll be right back.
This is one of the most exciting things that I want to share with you because we never learn this in school. What we learn in school is how to be an employee. And it's not a surprise because that is the highest tax bracket, and that's what supports our government. But if you are an entrepreneur, this will have so much more meaning to you because you will be able to write off what you utilize every day for your business and put it in your pocket. So let's talk about the wealth formula. First of all, you have money and time. And some people have money when they're older, usually they have the money. And then the people who are younger are the ones who have the time. Very rarely do we have both, but when we do, that is phenomenal. So money plus time. Then we're going to look at plus or minus rate of return based on what we do with our money. What is it that we're actually putting our money into? Are we paying attention and really looking at it? And are we receiving a benefit or are we receiving a loss? Now, if we're talking about 401ks or real estate, we never know what they're going to be doing. So at any given time, it could be a plus or it could be a minus. So over time, you'll need to average that out. The third thing is inflation. People really don't understand what inflation is, but actually it's very simple. It's the increase in the cost of goods. And what's happens is when the government prints more and more and more money, then our money value goes down and we end up with a higher cost of goods and a lower amount of money to spend. And then taxes. We have to subtract taxes. So I recommend that whatever you do, you think very seriously about the tax implications. We don't always know, so you always want to check with your accountant before you make any kind of move at all that may trigger taxes, because that could be a really, really ugly experience for you and make you very unhappy. So the wealth formula is money plus time plus or minus the rate of return on whatever you invest in. Then we think about inflation and we have to subtract that, subtract our taxes, and that's when we get to our wealth. So you can build a successful financial future with this strategy. So make sure that you live your life with the wealth formula, and then you'll have no problem retiring in the future.
Helice Sparky Bridges is known as the First Lady of Acknowledgement, a best-selling author, trainer, speaker, mentor, life coach, and entertainer. Sparky is a TEDx presenter and creator of the world-famous Who I Am Makes a Difference Blue Ribbon Ceremony, proven to avert suicide and end bullying, make dreams come true in a minute or less. Her Blue Ribbon Acknowledgement message has impacted over 40 million people worldwide. Sparky has been called a cross between Martin Luther King, Gandhi, and Lucille Ball. She is the recipient of the TKF Gandhi Nonviolence Award, and her wisdom brings out the goodness and greatness in people of every age, race, and religion. Now at the age of 73, this adorable and unstoppable grandmother is launching her new company, Ignite What's Right. She's a community change agent, and her focus is on 1 billion people out of every 7 on the planet, shifting their focus from talking about what's not working to acknowledging what is working.
Welcome back to the show. We are really excited today because we have Helice Sparky Bridges with us again. And she has such amazing information, and she has a new company she's starting. And I really want you to listen up to what this is so that maybe you could even participate yourself.
Absolutely.
Wow.
All right. So tell us about your new company.
It's called Ignite What's Right.
Ignite What's Right.
Yes, Ignite What's Right. Everybody focuses on what's not working. So we don't have to mess with that. There's a lot of people that do that.
Yeah.
But right now we're stepping into focusing on what is working and standing on the shoulders of each person's greatness.
So tell us more about your company. Why did you formulate this company?
It's a really good question because I started Difference Makers International, my nonprofit organization, 36 years ago. And I just wanted people to know that who they are made a difference and that I love them. And I created a blue ribbon that I talked about earlier in the show. And I walked up to people and told them how great they were. And it caught on, and 35,000 people were honored in the first 3 months. And all of a sudden I found out the need was so great to be loved. 36 years later, 40 million people have been honored with this blue ribbon. And one of my great friends said, didn't you want 300 million people honored with the blue ribbon by the year 2020? I said, yes. And Marlene, who has Parenting 2.0, she said, too small. She said, it has to be 1 billion, 1 out of every 7, to have the tipping point for positive social change. And that's how I changed. I said, I'll start a company to do that.
And how will we witness that tipping point?
Here's the deal. So I want you to imagine that every time you look at the beauty of a flower, you look at your child and take a moment to be precious with them. You're in your business meeting, and instead of rushing from one place to the other, you stop and pause and actually see what's working instead of what isn't, and you honor and acknowledge that. How that would make a difference for people, and people tell me that all the time. What they say is, nobody has ever said that I mattered. And if we can plant the seeds of greatness in 1 billion people and have them know that somebody, at least one person, said, "You matter, I believe in you, go for your dreams, how can I help you, what do you need?" Lighten everybody up. Enlightenment is lightening people up and surrounding them around great people that moving toward potentializing the field. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. That's what I do with Ignite What's Right. We're potentializing the field.
I really like Ignite What's Right because you're right. A lot of people focus on what's not working. They want to fix it. And this company that you're starting is going to be focused on people that are making a difference, people that are doing things right in their world, people that are lifting other people up and really making a significant change. And your goal is 1 billion people being honored with the blue ribbon so that they know who they are makes a difference, and that just for the fact that they're here on the planet, they're making a difference, and it can be a difference going in the right direction, and that's what we're going to focus on.
That's exactly right. And Ignite What's Right is giving youth a voice for change. So we always say, the youth and, until they get old enough and pay taxes. And so they're not being utilized for their greatness, but in fact, we're giving young people the opportunity to ignite what's right in everyone and to lead this campaign. Is 1 billion dreams, 1 billion people being honored by the year 2020. And there's a whole big poster that we will send to you if you want, so you could be a part of the 1 billion.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That was one of my questions. You have a worldwide audience at your disposal right now.
That's right.
And what I love, how they can get involved, how they can make a difference in other people's lives.
Yes. The best way to do it right now, because we're just forming the company, is to go to 1billiondreams.com to the website and just check it out. But mostly I want you to order blue ribbons through our nonprofit organization, Difference Makers International. Get blue ribbons, honor people. They'll tell you the 7-step blue ribbon ceremony, and then tell us how it made a difference. Send it to Ignite What's Right, and then we'll share your stories. Take pictures of you honoring people. Tell your story of the difference it made. That's what we want.
And you do come and do this at schools, right? You do it at school districts like we did at Oceanside.
Yeah, so I'm doing training programs for adults in college, businesses, schools, organizations, churches, hospitals, everywhere, military. And what I'm really doing is teaching people how to love and how to connect heart to heart and ignite the human spirit and blaze a fire that comes right out so that you can live your dreams, know that who you are makes a difference, and surround yourself with great people that are really changing the world, one person, one family, one community, one country at a time.
You just changed the world for millions just sitting here sharing this story.
Wow.
Not one person at a time.
Not one person.
Millions at a time.
So to make 1 billion dreams come true, what's the next step that we need to take? It's get on the blueribbonstory.org, order some ribbons, honor somebody with a blue ribbon that says who I am makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Get on the website and post a message or email you and let them know the difference that it made so that you can get your voice heard. That's what I heard, right? We want your voice to be heard.
1 billion, think a billion. One out of every 7. Go like this and say, I'm snapping, I'm here, I'm making the difference. It happens. It happens with me. It happens with we. Oh, wow. Okay.
That's awesome.
We always love having you on the set because it's so much fun. Isn't this fun? Didn't you have a good time with her? And you just are doing such marvelous work. And we're so grateful, just from the deepest part of our heart, that you are with us on the show today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sparky.
Well, you are so welcome. And anybody out there, go like this while you're sitting there because it makes you feel good.
We'll be right back.
Okay, see ya.
So Sumaya, I understand that you have a hot tip for us. Would you like to share it now?
Yes, I do. If you have a mission or a gift to share with the world, don't hesitate. Step in and do it now. And totally commit to it. Because once you do, the world lines up in your favor. All kinds of gifts and supportive people, things you couldn't possibly have imagined, will begin to show up as soon as you totally commit. So forget self-doubt, forget the voices of "I'm not ready," and just step in and do it.
That's a great tip. You know, I know
Beautiful.
so many people that are getting ready to get ready to get ready.
That's right. That's right.
So here's what I heard. If you have a gift, and you know that you do, we're all born with a gift inside of us that we're here to bring to the world. So if you have a gift, and we know you do, it's time to step up and share your gift with the world.
This is the framework for extreme leadership, the manifesto, the operating system, whatever you want to call it, and it stands for love, energy, audacity, and proof. There's something that you've been wanting to do. Maybe it's a move in your business, or taking on a new business, or having a conversation with somebody, or running a seminar, or whatever it is, something that you've really been wanting to do.
This has been a great show today, and I hope you got a lot of really great takeaways from what we shared with you. And you can even do the things that we suggested on the show.
That's right. It's great, you know, that you are joining us to learn all this powerful information that you wouldn't hear anywhere else.
And please don't forget to leave your comments, and as we've said before, leave your birthday, because we want to wish you a happy birthday on the show, or share your successes. This show is for you too, not just for us. So please interact with us. We want you to be a part of our show.
Okay, so I have something that might be fun. I have a birthday coming up in a couple of days.
You sure do.
So I'm going to wish myself happy birthday.
And happy birthday, Barbara! I'm so excited.
Thank you. So happy birthday to me, and we want to wish you happy birthday too. Join us next time.